I call this brave self-leadership, and then leaders need to know how to create more brave self-leaders. So sometimes the hardest person to lead is to lead yourself, right? Um, so if leaders of an organization can help their employees become self-leaders, they are going to be like off to the races. But setting challenging goals, so that's one of the things I bring to organizations is to help people intrinsically, so individuals seek really challenging goals that are meaningful. So that's where challenge comes in. So don't choose easy goals. Choose the things that are going to scare you a little, but in that good way, that this is going to be hard, but if I accomplish this, I'm going to look back and be so proud of myself, right? So setting challenging goals, but then you need the right support, right? So if you're a self leader and you're going to set the challenging goal, back to the brave tribe, you've got to find the right people to surround yourself that can help you get there, right? So for me, I used to mainly do leadership development classes, thriving business, super busy. There'd be no reason to make a shift, but I'm making a shift now where I'm doing more keynote speaking, and to make the shift from saying no to the really good business coming in that, makes really good revenue for the company, to start saying no to that, to try to go and start doing keynotes. That's a brave goal for me. It was a little bit scary to do it. And I had to
Right.
surround myself with the people that are going to help me get there. So if I just stayed in the environment that I'm in, right, I had to go find people who are people that have made the transition from doing leadership development workshops to becoming more of a thought leader, right? Who has written books and published books like Matt Tenney, right? So I had to find the right support system to help me achieve my goals. So that's where we've got those two things where, for leaders in an organization, help your employee, your direct reports come up with challenging goals that are going to bring the most value to the team. And when they come up with the goal themselves on how they're going to challenge themselves and to make the biggest impact that's meaningful, that's so much better than saying as a boss, like, well, here's your goal. And you're just going to have to figure it out and get it done. Like, we should be empowering our people to set their own challenging goals. That's self-leadership. So teach them how to do it themselves. And then you've got to be the right support too. So on the support side, I also do keynotes for the John Gordon Company. If you've heard of John Gordon, who wrote the Energy Bus and all that. So I work with his
He's
company and
a
I do.
good friend. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and one thing that John says, and I say this too, you've got to combine the high expectations with the high support. What we don't want to do is lower the expectation for the people we lead. Sometimes we think of like, oh, I want to be a cool leader. I want people to like me. So let me just lower the standard and let people kind of slack, and aren't they going to like me more? Like that is going to create lower performance and what I kind of joke as happy losers. We don't want that in an organization, and actually people don't want that if you really dig into the intrinsic motivators of
Yeah,
an
they'll be
employee.
miserable after a while.
They're going to be miserable if they're just kind of bored. And then the opposite side, like we don't want to just be like cracking the whip saying you better do more. We don't want to be the Marine Corps drill sergeant of just like degrading people, because if you have really high standards and you're not giving them the right support, that creates more anxiety and stress. But if you can get to that happy zone of both, like set really challenging high expectations or have them create it, and then give them the right support that I believe in you. I know you can accomplish this really challenging goal. I'm gonna do everything I can to help you achieve that goal, and you give them that support. Then you create a learning organization, and then when you push people that way, they're gonna be the most loyal and they're gonna be happier than if you were just like letting them slack.